Hey, before I get started, like, you guys, if you want to turn your chairs around, that might make your necks feel better, right? Like, I can't move my neck, so I just see you guys craning, and I'm like, we'll take a moment. You can turn your chair around if you want. If you don't, if you want to be awkward, that's fine. This is the awkward phase storytelling hour, so you can look at me awkwardly if you want. I'm just worried about your spinal cords. How's everybody doing? Woo! Yeah! Awesome. I'm gonna tell a couple of different stories. Like, this was really easy for me to just say, yeah, I'm gonna do this show because I've made a lifetime out of being a total asshole in public, which is what pranks are, right? Like, just acting like a dickhead all the time. I'm really good at it. And I like my first story is about my best friend in the world. His name's Mark, and he's a gay dude. Now he lives in Brooklyn with he's a hairdresser. His best friend's in the fashion industry, and they're in Williamsburg, so they're just living the hipster dream, and I love him very much, and I miss him, because we met each other when we were 18. We worked at Nature's over on 33rd and Division back when it used to be a Nature's. Now it's just a closed down building. And first time I met Mark, I was a courtesy clerk at Nature's, and I was on my hands and knees scraping some gunk off the floor. And the supervisor introduces Mark to me, and she's like, hey, this is your new co-courtesy clerk. And I'm like, this job's fucking great, isn't it? This is so glamorous. And that's how we fell in love. When we met each other, we perverted each other instantly, because we both have that thing where we just want to up the ante and up each other's energy and just do the stupidest fucking thing possible. And it was I was relatively normal, he was relatively normal, and then when we met, we became total fucking disasters together. I love that guy. I'm gonna see him in a week. I'm so excited. We went to the Redwoods once when I was 20 years old. Back in 2000, and it was a glorious trip, I gotta go see nature and just live in it. We went on this trail called the Tall Tree Trail, and I was stoned, really stoned, and it was beautiful. I'm I'm at one with nature. And then we got to see the tallest tree in the world, and then Mark took a pee on it. And then we wrote in the little book where you write about your experiences, I peed on the tallest tree in the world! So that's our level of maturity with each other. One time Mark and I, we used to live over on 28th and Division, and back when rent was affordable over here, it's weird now, but I feel like an old fucking lady. I did cocaine for the first time, and then we took tequila shots, and then we decided to walk to the airport just for shits and giggles. We're let's set a really far goal for ourselves. Let's walk to the airport. Also, I had freshly dyed my hair blue, and it was raining out, but it was springtime, so it was a pleasant, warm rain, And I took cookies and more beer, and we were we're gonna make it to the airport. It's fucking 10 in the morning. Let's just do it. Let's go. And we walked over Mount Tabor while people were LARPing, before LARPing was well known. They were playing a vampire and a werewolf sort of role-playing game in the middle of Mount Tabor. So we were just getting more and more fucked up and walking, and there were vampires going, and we were going, fuck you, vampire! And then we got to 82nd, and we found a shopping cart, you guys. Nice. We found a shopping cart in the middle of this downpour, and I'm Mark, I'm gonna get in the shopping cart, and you're gonna push me down 82nd. Actually, this was 6 in the morning by the time we got there. I started my time too late. It was probably 3 in the morning when we were fucked up and decided to walk to the airport. I don't even remember why we decided to do it, but we did. It was a dare that just got out of control. So it's 6 in the morning, 82nd, fucking Monday. People are driving to work, and Mark's pushing me down the street in the shopping cart. My freshly blue-dyed hair is pouring down my face because of the rain and manic panic. And and there's this river going down the street because the gutters are fucked up, and Mark's all right, let's go for it. You jump, I jump, Rose. And he fucking runs really fast. He jumps on the back of the shopping cart. We hit a pothole. The shopping cart flips over me. I land on my hands and knees. Shopping cart goes over me. Mark goes over the shopping cart, and this is all in front of some dude trying to make a left-hand turn. I'm on my hands and knees 6 inches deep in my arms in this puddle, and we were just laughing our asses off because we're 20 years old and invincible. And the dude was like, "Can I just fucking go to work now?" And we're like, "No, we're gonna laugh about this for like 3 more minutes at least." So then we got to 82nd and Gleason, and we're like, "Oh man, I am so tired. I could totally use some coffee." And we see Burgerville, and to be honest with you, I don't know how funny this moment is going to translate, but when I think about it, like I was thinking about it on my drive over here, and I started guffawing to myself in the car because it is that fucking funny to me, because it's like one of the dumbest things I've ever done with my best friend ever. I said ever twice there. We'll edit that out, right, David? Yeah. Right? Yeah. We're not going to. So we get to Burgerville, and I'm like, "Hey, Mark, push me in the shopping cart through the drive-thru and let's get ourselves some coffee." And we get to the drive-thru window, and we're like, "Hey, we want coffee," and we're just giggling so hard. We were giggling like fucking assholes. The guy's like, "You're gonna have to come in the store." And we're like, "Oh, okay, I can see why that's happening," but we're still laughing. And so we go wait in line at Burgerville, and the same dude that's running the drive-thru window is also running the counter. And I see him, and my face is still blue. It's gonna stay blue for a while because of manic panic. And I see him, and I just start laughing so hard. Mark and I start cackling, and our energies are just rising and rising with like the stupidness of it. We are just laughing at what fucking dipshits we are. And I just like fell over because I was so wasted and just laughing because it was 6 in the morning at Burgerville, and I just went through the drive-thru in a shopping cart, and now I'm trying to get coffee from the same guy. Like, it was gloriously stupid. And yeah, like we got to the airport, and then we were like, "Okay, we're gonna turn around now." Why did we do this? I don't know. It was bonding. Okay, that was great. So Mark's coming into town next week. We're in our mid-30s now. We're not in our early 20s. I think we're just gonna like drink a lot but stay still. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thanks, guys. Okay. Let's see. The weirdest prank I ever did was I'm a painter. I haven't painted in a while. I used to be like a painter, and now I like telling jokes about boners to people. So when I was like 20, I used to go to this was the same like season. This was like 2 months later or something. I used to go to this bar called Billy Ray's Dive. Have you guys been there? Yeah. I was 20, and like I just decided, hey, I can go in here, and like someone didn't check my ID, and then I became like well liked by the staff, so no one ever checked my ID ever. So I'm 20 years old, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna paint a fucking mural. And they're like, "Yeah, that's awesome, Andy, go paint that mural." And me and 2 artists painted a mural upstairs, and it was beautiful, and it was like, I was working in special education at the time, so I'd wake up at 6 in the morning, go to work, then take a nap, because I had spent the previous night up until 2:30 in the morning drinking free Pabst and painting. And like I did this cycle for 2 weeks or so, and it drove me crazy. Like it was my first obsession. And like at the end of the mural, the owners of the bar were like, "You know what? You splattered paint all over the floors here, so you need to pay for that. You need to buy your own bucket of paint and repaint the floors." And I'm like, "Dude, I just gave you 60 hours of art for nothing. Fuck you guys." And at the same time, the bartender downstairs was throwing her own little private hissy fit because the owners fucked them over. I don't know who owns Billy Ray's anymore. Probably not the same assholes. So go over there. It's fine. I'm not disparaging them publicly. I promise. Awesome. So, like, the bartender's going crazy upstairs. I'm pissed off. Or the bartender's going crazy downstairs. I'm pissed off upstairs. All the regulars are there. There's no one else there. And we closed down the bar, and we decided to paint the floors with all of the other leftover paint that we had in the buckets all at the same time. We just like we took off our clothes, okay, because it's naked paint party time, guys. Naked paint party. We took off our clothes, we covered ourselves in paint, we fucking put boob prints on the walls, we put butt prints on the stools. Like, we painted that fucking bar, you guys, but not the mural on the wall. No, that mural on the wall was sacred. The floor was not. The stools and the bathroom definitely weren't. So, I don't know, it was like one of those situations of like manufactured mania where you get like 10 drunk, like early 20-year-olds together and you're like, hey, something sucks, I know what's gonna fix it. I'm gonna put paint on my tits and put it on the wall. Like, I don't understand the logic, but that's fine, it's totally fine. The best part though was it like got to 6 in the morning and we stopped drinking and we're like, oh God, we gotta go somewhere. But we don't want to put clothes back on because we don't want to ruin our cut-off jeans and ironic t-shirts with paint. So the bartender lived like 3 blocks away, but this is off MLK. So we're like, fucking naked paint party parade, motherfuckers! And we walked down MLK, covered in paint only, that was it. And we got to her apartment and just kept going, and I think I'm still feeling the reciprocal effects of that hangover to this day. But yeah, those are my prank stories, guys. Thank you.